Netanyahu has been left red-faced once again after controversial remarks from a hardline Israeli minister triggered fresh outrage. Kidnap Lebanese women and youth. Has Israel's alleged new Hezbollah strategy been exposed before it could take shape? Ben-Gvir has stirred yet another political storm with inflammatory comments aimed at confronting Hezbollah. As Hezbollah stages a Hamas-style shootout, Israel suddenly finds itself backed into a tight strategic corner. Israel's far-right hardliner minister has once again brewed trouble for Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu with controversial remarks. Ben-Gvir, Israel's security minister, made a provocative threat directed at Lebanese women and youth during recent discussions. The Israeli minister claimed that abducting Lebanese women and young people would inflict greater pain on Hezbollah. The controversial proposal was reportedly made during an Israeli Security Cabinet meeting held on June 9. Ben-Gvir, a close ally of Netanyahu, also pushed for significantly more aggressive measures against Hezbollah. The Israel minister said, and I quote, "Let's start thinking outside the box about Hezbollah. Conquer territory and kill many Hezbollah fighters, but also abduct their women and youth, and taking them to prisons is what hurts them the most." Other members of Israel's cabinet reportedly voiced support for intensifying military raids across Lebanese territory. According to reports, Israeli forces have detained Lebanese civilians during the course of the conflict with Hezbollah. At least 1,316 Lebanese citizens have reportedly been taken into custody by Israeli troops, claimed Press TV. The detentions are reportedly carried out under an Israeli law allowing individuals to be held for indefinite periods. Ben-Gvir's remarks come as fresh skirmishes erupt between Israel and the Iran-backed Hezbollah movement. On June 9, Israeli troops became involved in a Hamas-style shootout along the border with Lebanon. The IDF revealed that a Lebanese gunman opened fire on Israeli troops stationed in the Ramim Ridge area. The IDF said, and I quote, "A short while ago, an initial report was received regarding gunfire directed at IDF forces operating in the Ramim Ridge area. The forces responded with fire and eliminated a terrorist in the area, with no injuries to our forces. The incident is still ongoing. IDF forces continue conducting searches, in addition to aircraft from the Air Force that were dispatched to the area. The IDF is in constant contact with the local authorities." End quote. The reported infiltration into Israeli territory came shortly after the IDF carried out strikes on Lebanon on June 9. Lebanon's city of Tyre was heavily impacted, with the IDF urging members of the local Christian community to evacuate the area. Hezbollah says it launched a new series of attacks targeting Israeli forces operating in southern Lebanon on June 8. According to Hezbollah, Israeli military bulldozers near Yoma al-Shakif were struck using artillery fire and guided missiles. The group claimed one of its guided missile attacks scored a direct hit on the intended Israeli target. Hezbollah stated that its latest operations were focused on Israeli troops and military assets inside Lebanese territory. Notably, Hezbollah's latest statement did not include claims of attacks on targets inside Israel itself. Iran International reported, and I quote, "In statements posted on Telegram, the group said it first struck an Israeli military bulldozer on the southeastern outskirts of Yoma al-Shakif with artillery shells before targeting another bulldozer in the same area with a guided missile. Hezbollah claimed the missile strike achieved a confirmed hit. The group also said it fired artillery shells and rockets at gatherings of Israeli soldiers and military vehicles near Yoma al-Shakif and Ain Atta." Unquote. Earlier, Israeli airstrikes reportedly killed 2 people in southern Lebanon as the death toll continued to rise in and around Tyre. The attacks unfolded against the backdrop of heightened regional tensions following the latest escalation between Iran and Israel. Iran warned that the so-called axis of resistance remains capable of opening new fronts if regional tensions continue to escalate. An aide to Iran's leadership warned that Tehran and its regional allies have both the capability and the determination to activate additional fronts if required. Rays al-Sanirad said, and I quote, "If Israel and the United States take steps to expand tensions, the Islamic Republic and its allies have both the capability and the will to open new fronts." Unquote. The latest clashes came despite reports that Iran and Israel had moved to halt their most recent round of direct military confrontations. Tehran warned that continued Israeli military operations in Lebanon could provoke a fresh round of retaliation across the region. Iran's military leadership warned that any further acts it views as aggression would be met with a much stronger response than before. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu reiterated to President Trump that Israel would continue defending itself and act against threats while seeking to restore security along its northern front.
Dear citizens of Israel, a year ago, we launched a historic preemptive strike against Iran's intention to destroy us with atomic bombs. We thwarted this immediate threat and also eliminated the Tyre and Khamenei. Had we not acted in time and with force, we would not be here today. And I promise, and promise again, to Iran there will be no nuclear weapons. With the same determination, we also acted against Hezbollah. Hezbollah planned to invade Galilee with thousands of terrorists, and at the same time, it planned to destroy the cities of Israel with 150. We also thwarted this threat and eliminated Nasrallah. And I want to tell you, our heroic fighters are dismantling Hezbollah's formation. We are continuing to destroy all their terror infrastructures in the security zone, including in huge underground facilities in the Abupa Ridge, so large that I have never seen anything like them before. Iran and Hezbollah are weaker than ever, and we are stronger than ever, but our struggle with them is not yet over. In the last 24 hours, Iran and Hezbollah have tried to impose a new equation on us, and this equation is intolerable and unacceptable to me. They thought they could fire from Lebanese and Iranian territory on Israel, and that we would not respond. That didn't happen, and it won't happen. Not on my watch. As I have done for decades, I firmly uphold our right to act against our enemies. That is what we have done now. After Hezbollah attacked Israeli territory, I ordered the IDF to strike terror targets in Beirut and eliminate Hezbollah operatives there. We have done that. After Iran attacked Israel, I instructed the IDF to strike military and economic targets throughout Iran. We did that. Currently, the fire on this front is contained because after hitting the terror regime in Tehran, it stopped attacking us. If the terror regime makes the mistake of attacking us again, we will respond forcefully. Because Israel has a full right to self-defense, and we exercise it as needed. I say this to you, dear citizens of Israel, just as I say it with appreciation and respect in my good conversations with my friend President Trump. With unity, determination, and wisdom, we will defend the state of Israel, and together, with God's help, we will restore security to the north.